have this idea in my mind that most people will say in our business, you can't retain good quality customer service people. You just can't do it. You're either going to have a high level of attrition where they're going to burn out and they're going to do something different and they're going to leave the industry, or you're really talented people are just going to go to sales. And that's what we were used to, right? People would come in, they would do a good job, they'd learn, and then they go to sales. Come in, do a good job, learn, go to sales. And then we started to create this environment like, man, there's a lot left to be desired in customer service. Like, not only is there a big need for the agency, but I feel like it's a really good track for somebody different than sales, right? And I know you've experienced that personally, but one, before we go there too, is like, you made the transition from producer, out killing, eating what you kill, and then back into customer service. What was that like initially, and what were some of the challenges of that, maybe some of the benefits of that, and kind of tell me about that transition?
Yeah, well, it's funny how you think about like things in the past and how certain things happened that led you to where you are, and I think about my insurance journey that way, and that, first of all, I'm just so grateful that I am here now with you amazing people, because I've literally never in my life met a group of people so committed to just trying to be better than they were the day before, just competing with only themselves and not other people, which is very rare, especially in any business. There's a lot of people that are competitive against their coworker, but not competitive against themselves. But side note, besides that, so when the first 9 years that I was in insurance at the first agency, there was not a team. It was basic. I mean, it was a very small, very, very small. The owner did not want to grow. It wasn't, how much can we grow? It was how few employees do we need to have to accomplish the goal, which was the opposite. So it was like, if we don't, if we let go of this person, can you take on enough? Can you fill up enough? So it was like over the course of time, it was like basically how much can I do? The pressure was there to like do as much as I could, but without a team, like the team philosophy was not there, which I never liked. And it was very much self-defeating, because eventually that's the burnout that you were talking about.
Right.
Like trying to force somebody to just do more and more and more without expecting to ever grow or have other people or have somebody else to lean on. It was very difficult emotionally. So then going to the other side, the producer side, where, okay, I'm on my own, but I'm supposed to be. That's all I need to do. I just need to, like you said, find it and write it and then move on to the next. I didn't need to service it at all, which was different, but it was fine. I enjoyed that because, like you said, I was working from home at that time, totally different. There was a grieving process for me during that time, because I really had my heart set on that first agency. When you think something is your forever and then it suddenly changes. So definitely that time period at home and stuff where I kind of was able to slow down and really kind of figure out what I wanted out of life, instead of just doing kind of what I was told. So then when you guys acquired BCA, at first when Pam told me that she sold the business, I was like shocked. I was like, I have to start over again. Like, I just went through that. It was really hard. Like, what? But at that time, it was like, okay, well, obviously this is happening. I'm not going to be able to change that this is happening. I had already known what was out there as far as insurance agencies, because I did so much interviewing with other agencies before I went with Pam.
Right.
Just because I had no idea what was normal, what people offered. I had no idea what my value was. So I'd already done all that research. So when you guys came along, I already had enough knowledge of kind of like what other agencies would offer, what the lifestyle would be with different things. So thankfully, so then I was just like, okay. Pam was like, well, just sit and talk to them and see what you think. So then when we did sit and talk, the first thing that I noticed after I left our first lunch together was something was really different about you guys. And the thing that was different was you guys weren't trying to sell me on who you were or tell me all about yourselves. The first thing you did was ask me about me, which is weird behavior. Normally people don't do that, Normally people are like, well, let's sell you on what we are. It was like, oh, well, tell us about your story. Tell us how you came. And so that was really cool, because you guys were really trying to like understand that. And then I was, there was just something about you guys that was so genuine. that I was like, you know, just on faith. I didn't really know who you were then, but I had a pretty good idea that there was something very unique about the three of you. And so I was like, okay, well, on faith, I'm just going to go with this. You know, this whole story has led me here. So we're just going to go in and see how it goes. And obviously the coolest thing about when I started at Urban Young was the team. Like, I didn't have to be on my own. I didn't want to be on my own all those years. Like, I hated not having other people and just trying to like do more with just myself. That's like just that mentality just doesn't work, you know? Right. So it took me a little while to adjust. And sometimes I'm like, okay, you have other people. You don't have to do it yourself and like break that bad habit. But it's honestly, it's amazing just to have other people that, you know, care for you, you care for them. You know, if you need something, they'll do it. If you can't get something done, no problem. They'll do it for you. And the same thing back and forth. The team is literally everything. And it's my favorite part of Urban Young is the team because I never had that before.
Wow.